All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth with WKRG News 5. We have come on to our Facebook page and onto WKRG.com. We're going to give you an update regarding the severe weather threat as we move into this evening. We have updated the timing a little bit from earlier today. So we've got about 200 folks that have popped onto our Facebook Live. This is going to be your opportunity to answer some questions, maybe some of the questions you may have that I'm not able to get to. We'll spend a little bit of time here over the next 10 to 15 minutes trying to answer as many questions you may have regarding this severe weather threat. Bottom line, it's going to be a busy night for us here. It's already been a busy afternoon off to our west, and we do anticipate all of this active weather here to start sliding our way. So I'm just going to set the iPad down really quickly. So as we always do, we're going to kind of give you a broad synopsis in terms of what's happening right now and what's triggering all this. And right now we are dealing with a pretty strong cold front that's actually sitting pretty far back to the west here. But we've seen a good number of showers and thunderstorms that have blossomed out ahead of the front. Very strong winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere really helping to energize all of this thunderstorms tonight. And so now we've been seeing some isolated rain moving in, and we're starting to see a little more of that here across Mobile County and our Mississippi counties. But by far today, the most active area has been across Louisiana and Mississippi. We've had several reports of tornadoes touching down, with a couple of supercell thunderstorms that we're closely watching tonight, some of those that may have some long-term implications for our northern counties, for maybe Wayne County, Mississippi, Washington, Choctaw, Clark County, as we move you into the evening. So let's go ahead and begin with where it's raining right now. If you're watching us in Mobile County, Baldwin County, you have only been dealing with some passing showers this afternoon, and we're seeing a little bit more of that here, areas north of Pritchard. Now, this is not severe, no lightning with it, and we're not seeing any kind of rotation or anything with these these showers, but they're quickly moving north up Highway 13 and 43 and up Highway 45. So Citronelle, you'll get this next little batch of rain here. Bay Minette got some showers coming down as well, and a few more there, perhaps down towards Bayou La Batterie, and a few about to move over Fairhope and Daphne. Again, nothing severe with these. And then once you go into Mississippi, Jackson County, north of Moss Point, rain moving north of I-10. And in Loosedale, you've had some showers quickly moving through, bypassing 98 and moving up 63 in the general direction of Leakesville this evening. And again, this general motion will continue. Now, the overall severe weather threat, I think, is going to come in two distinct batches. I'm going to go ahead and circle a couple of areas. So the first thing that we're going to watch tonight, starting at around 8 o'clock, continuing through about maybe 11 p.m. or midnight, is what happens with all of this. These are what we call discrete cells out ahead of the main line. And some of our models suggest that some of these may try to start getting a bit more organized here over the next couple of hours. So those could carry a low-wind severe weather threat. Right now, they're behaving themselves. We're not seeing any kind of severe weather within these. But as the atmosphere starts to become a bit more conducive, as we start getting in on some stronger upper-level winds, we may start to see these try to organize basically now through about midnight. That's our current thinking regarding these. So that is kind of storm cluster number one. Storm cluster number two, and you can clearly point it out, is this big, large, sort of broken line of thunderstorms that's developed here. That is storms are actually have supercell thunderstorms and have actually been dropping tornadoes here over the last couple of hours across Mississippi. We've had tornado reports north and south of Jackson, northwest of Hattiesburg, a few more reports back down towards Alexandria, Louisiana. So all those little red boxes you see, those are ongoing tornado warnings. The blinking red boxes means that there is actually a tornado that's on the ground or has been observed with these. So again, two distinct batches of showers and thunderstorms here. For folks, if you have any kind of if you have any friends up in central Mississippi, again, there have been some very nasty thunderstorms here that have been rolling on through. These storms have been producing winds around 60 to 70 miles per hour southeast of Jackson. We're going to get in a couple of these thunderstorms. Got this one passing north of Laurel. That will head right for Bay Springs. And if that one continues on its current track, that would kind of take this maybe towards Quitman and northern Choctaw County and then into Marengo County. So that would stay outside of the WKRG viewing area. The other supercell that I'm watching is this one. sitting over Brookhaven. Now, if you were to kind of extrapolate that one out, this would head towards Laurel, over to Wayne County, and perhaps southern Choctaw, northern Clark County. That is if that supercell can hold together, which again, very big question mark regarding that. But I would say if we see severe weather tonight, probably the first areas to see it will be maybe Greene County, Washington County, Clark, Choctaw, Wayne County. Those would be the first areas that could get in on some rough weather this evening. Do want to show you again, there are several alerts that are in effect right now. We'll go ahead and pull up the kind of broad alerts here and zoom things out. So nothing for our viewing area, but the big red area is a tornado watch that is in effect until 11 p.m. tonight for most of south central Mississippi and central Mississippi along the I-20 corridor. And also that extends into northeast or eastern Louisiana. So that's again means conditions are favorable for the development of storms that could drop tornadoes. And those red boxes you see, those are active tornado warnings. The yellow box, severe thunderstorm warning. So this is right on our doorstep. We may see another watch issued here. We're still waiting on word from the Storm Prediction Center regarding what kind of watch will be issued here as this system moves off to the east. So another thing I do want to show you is that I have updated the timing. So if you watch our severe weather coverage, we normally will put out sort of timing zones or windows. And it's during the time frames that we have listed here. And if you're in those colored zones, that denotes your main time frame when severe weather would be most likely to occur. And what you'll notice tonight is because we have those isolated storms and the big line of thunderstorms, these windows are pretty long. So starting now through about 4 o'clock in the morning, so we're talking another 8 hours here for the red shaded area. That would be Lucedale, George County, Greene County, Mississippi, Washington, and most of Clark County. Your main severe weather window is going to be now through 4 a.m. Again, that is the period when if severe weather is going to happen, it would likely happen during that time frame, during somewhere in that 8 hours. Normally, we would like to get these windows a little bit narrowed down, but again, because we have isolated discrete thunderstorms followed by a line of storms, that's going to extend these windows. If you live in Mobile County, most of Baldwin County, so Grand Bay down to Pascagoula, Bay Minette, Atmore, areas up 65, Monroe County, we've painted out a window from about 2 a.m. till 7 a.m. And that is a change. That is a slightly earlier window than we were projecting earlier today. And that's just based off the fact that the storms are moving pretty fast. And that's pretty typical. The storms tend to move a little bit faster than models tend to are able to keep up with. So we've bumped your timing up maybe about an hour earlier. So 2 a.m. to 7 a.m., that 5-hour window is when we could see storms that are capable of producing severe weather, i.e. damaging winds and tornadoes. South Baldwin County, coastal Baldwin County, northwest Florida. This includes Crestview, Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Pensacola, Gulf Shores, Molino, Jay. This also includes eastern Escambia County, Alabama, and far eastern Conecuh County, so that would include Bruton and Evergreen. Your severe weather window, of course, is going to be the latest. It's going to run from about 5 o'clock in the morning through noon, another very long window. Now, what we believe will happen is as these storms start rolling off to the east, the severe weather threat overall will slowly drop the farther east these storms track. So I think overall, the better chances of seeing severe weather tonight would be in Mississippi and lower Alabama, slightly lower chances overall in northwest Florida. So again, long window going all the way now through maybe 11 a.m. or noon tomorrow. That's how long it's going to take to get all of this out of here tonight and into tomorrow morning. Speaking of, let's show you the forecast model here. So we're going to run through this. Now, if you're going to be asking about your specific community, your specific county, now is the time you're going to want to pay attention. So showers and thunderstorms, our model's been running just a touch slow here, but generally showing these little isolated showers and thunderstorms around 9:30 to 10 o'clock tonight. And then the main line of storms. So again, those initial thunderstorms, the chance of severe weather with those is very low. The overall severe weather chance is highest with this squall line that'll come through. And within that line, there will be some embedded strong thunderstorms, maybe some bowing segments, which would denote strong high wind gusts. And of course, we could see that threat of a brief tornado as well within that line. So this takes us to about midnight. as the storms cross 59. From there, they will continue to race east. And just notice, we get storms developing off the Gulf. We'll have to watch those as well through about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Kind of just a very messy storm mode here. Now, there's also going to be a low-end threat of flooding. I know we've been talking about drought situation here, but if we get any of these training thunderstorms at last, we could maybe get some localized flash flooding early tomorrow morning, something to note for Tuesday morning's drive. But the one thing we've noticed tonight is our modeling is starting to speed up, and it's starting to speed up tremendously here. And by the time we head towards now 7 a.m., this specific model is keeping most of the rain and thunderstorm activity rolling through, rolling for areas east of I-65 and into northwest Florida as well. So again, really speeding up. There's still a lot of uncertainty regarding when this all ends. And we hope that this trend continues where models start to speed this up, because that means we're done with it a little bit earlier. Now perhaps suggesting maybe closer to 11 or 11:30 when all of this is done. Still going to keep the window through about noon, but once we get afternoon, we'll just be dealing with some spotty showers left on over there. So that's kind of what we're thinking regarding how this is all going to shape up for us tonight. So bottom line, what you need to be doing tonight before you go to bed, you need to do a couple of things, as we always mention this time of the year. When we get into these fall and spring severe weather events, you need to go ahead and review your severe weather plan. We haven't had to use this much at all here in the last couple of months. This would be knowing where you need to go in your home if a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning were issued. We always point to the center portion of your home, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside. So think about that. If you don't know where that place is in your home, you should figure it out tonight. So interior closets, small bathrooms, something of that nature. You'll also want to make sure you have multiple ways to get weather alerts tonight. Of course, we'll be on air covering things throughout the course of the night, but you'll want to have a couple of things that will wake you up in the middle of the night if a warning is issued. So a lot of folks use their weather app. The WKRG weather app is a free download. You can do that for tonight and set up your location settings quickly. It doesn't take you that long. Or if you have a NOAA weather radio, we were programming a lot of those this summer. If you have one of those, make sure that little side button is clicked into alert mode. If you don't have that, then you will not receive those alerts. Again, we're also going to be giving you updates on social media. We've also got a weather story going on WKRG.com. Folks who are watching us on our website, that's another way to get alerts tonight here. So bottom line, damaging winds, a brief tornado, that will be the main issue for us through the rest of the night. We're expecting the severe weather window to start right about now in our Mississippi counties and continue all the way through about noon tomorrow in northwest Florida. So that was a lot to get through here. Now is the time we're going to be opening up some of the questions here. Thank you for folks who are watching today. I see a lot of folks watching there out of George County, Patsy, and a few other folks as well. So now is the time. If you want to have any kind of questions answered about your specific community, you should ask about that now. We'll open it up for about the next 5 minutes here for folks who want to get in on the discussions tonight regarding the severe weather potential. Again, in case you popped on a little bit early, we're watching this coming in sort of 2 rounds here. This is the first batch of storms that we're going to watch. Nothing severe at the moment here for the storms between Hattiesburg and Leakesville, the ones that are moving south, but as the atmosphere starts to become a bit more unstable and as we start to get some stronger upper level winds, we may see these try to organize over the next maybe 3 to 4 hours through about midnight. After that, I don't think those will be quite that big of an issue. How long is the severe weather threat? Nisi Sims, thanks for popping on. The severe weather threat is long. It's going to go all the way through tonight, all the way through at least 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we think that this should come to an end by noon. So a long event. This is not going to be a quick system that just blows on through and then you're done with it here. This is going to be a longer duration event as these thunderstorms move through. Again, the main threat is going to come with this line of storms that's sitting in Mississippi. These showers and storms we will have to watch. I am more interested with the storms in this line. I think those would be the ones that as they move through, the potential for severe weather would more significantly ramp up. So Nisi, I hope that answered your question. What to expect in Creola? I know you've got rain. Creola, North Mobile County, we did mention here. Let me just put this down for just a second. In North Mobile County, if you are in Creola, yes, you've got rain. I'm not too concerned with these showers. What you'll notice here with these little individual showers, yeah, they look like they have some good downpours, but when you look at the actual winds in there, we're not seeing any kind of spin with these. There's nothing that's rotating at this point. You may get a quick little wind gust out of these, but I think more of that's just due to the fact that it's windy out there now. The ambient wind ahead of the system is helping to give you at least some of these stronger wind gusts. So again, I'm not seeing anything at this point with the showers in Mississippi or the showers in Mobile County that have me concerned about anything tornadic or damaging in terms of destructive winds. We're not seeing that at this point. But once you get into Mobile County, especially once we start heading towards maybe that 1 a.m. or I should say rather 2 a.m. to around 5 a.m. hour, so during that 3-hour window, is if you're in Creola, Mobile County, that's where I think your severe weather risk will be at its highest, between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. there. Okay, let's see what else we got. Folks who are watching again, see, now we got a lot of you folks here asking about your communities. We just mentioned Creola, Citronelle, kind of the same thinking. You'll get severe weather, your severe weather window opens up right around 2 o'clock in the morning, continues for Citronelle through about 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's see, it's, so I see some folks kind of talking about this in terms of the overall tornado threats here. So let me actually just pull up here. Let me see if I can pull up something of another graphic here. So let me see, model bottom line. Let's go ahead and check out the bottom line here graphic. So let me kind of show you here these two windows. Let me just hide this for a second. So isolated storms right now that we're watching. This is the first severe weather window now through about midnight in Mississippi. Small tornado threat, small damaging wind threat. We're not talking about this being a massive tornado outbreak tonight. That's not what this looks like. This looks like, again, some isolated storms here and there that could get strong or severe. And then within that line of storms, that's when we'll have to watch against some storms that are producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is borderline severe winds, maybe 60 to 70. And then, of course, that brief tornado threat. At this point, for our neck of the woods, the threat of long-tracked big tornadoes is unlikely. These would be little quick spin-up tornadoes. We've seen these events numerous times on the Gulf Coast. That's the kind of event that we're talking about tonight. We're not talking about a massive tornado outbreak by any means. Okay. Jennifer Haynes, Okaloosa County and Niceville. Yes, we did discuss you all. Sorry you missed that. If you're in Okaloosa County, Niceville, as always, with these west to east moving systems, you'll be the last ones to get severe weather. Your severe weather window probably opens up something close to 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to take a while for all of this to get your way. So I think by 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning through about lunchtime. Once we get beyond there, the front moves through, the storms move out, and your threat is completely done. And by that point, the storms end for the entire viewing area. So Okaloosa County, Niceville, around 9 a.m. to noon for you. That would be your time when you're most likely to get severe weather. Again, I see a lot of folks asking about South Alabama, Mobile County. If you're in Mobile County, we're talking Mount Vernon, University of South Alabama, Calvert, Sims. We mentioned you just a couple of seconds ago from about 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. During that 3-hour window, is specifically in Mobile County. That's anywhere in Mobile County. That's the 3-hour window I think you need to pay most attention to. Again, that's an overnight event. I would go to sleep. If you go to sleep, make sure you have something that'll wake you up if warnings are issued. Weather radio or the weather app as well. Make sure you have those in hand, ready to go before you go to bed. Let's see. Yeah, and now in Foley, Baldwin County. So if we're thinking Mobile County, around 2 a.m. till 5 a.m., bump that by another hour for Baldwin County. So 3 a.m. to around 6 or 7 a.m. That's going to be the window for you. I know it's a big county. I would say for about maybe 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning for northern Baldwin County, so Bay Minette, Stockton, all of the boat launches there, perhaps as far south as Spanish Fort. If you're south of I-10, your severe weather window will probably extend all the way through about maybe 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. So Foley, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, down towards Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, Fairhope, Daphne, Fort Morgan, your Alberta, your window extends all the way through about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's see, Clark County. All right, Clark County. Let's go to the north. So Clark County, again, if you're in our northern counties, if you're watching us out of Washington, Clark, Wayne County, Mississippi, I know we get viewers out of there. I'm really watching what's happening off to the west. We have 2 supercells here, one south of Forest, Mississippi. This one will pass north of Laurel. I think if that one stays on its current track, that one's going to head towards northern Choctaw County, areas north of Silas, and just south of Meridian, and then that would take it, if it continues on its current track, towards Marengo County. The second supercell, the one near Brookhaven, that one is taking a slightly more southerly track, so that's going to head towards Collins and Laurel. If you've got family in Laurel, Mississippi, they need to pay very close attention to that supercell storm over Brookhaven. Right now it's sitting over Interstate 55 and is heading in the general direction of Collins and Laurel, but that storm, if you extrapolate that out, that would take it towards northern Washington, southern Choctaw, and northern Clark County. So Coffeyville, areas along Highway 84, Thomasville, Grove Hill, you need to watch that storm in Brookhaven. We'll do that for you as well, and if that does prompt any other warnings, we'll certainly get onto the television, get online as well here to help you all out. Let's see. Folks who live up towards Atmore area and up 65. Let me bring back on here. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me bring back up our timing graphic. I think this will kind of help you out a little bit more. All right, let's see if it wants to pop up. There we go. Okay, so this is getting our updated timing. In case you're just popping on, we did adjust the severe weather window. So Atmore, you're right in the middle of this orange swath area that we've depicted. So in Atmore, we would say your window of severe weather is probably something around 4 a.m., something around there, 3 to 4 a.m. through 7 a.m. During that 3 to 4 hour window, basically anywhere there along 65 through Conecuh, Escambia County, Uriah. I saw someone asking out of Uriah. Evergreen, again, 4 to 7 a.m. for you. Mobile County, again, closer to that 3 a.m. start time through about 6 a.m. for you. Calvert as well. And then I saw someone out of Van Cleve, Mississippi. If you're in Van Cleve, Mississippi, thanks for popping on there, Aaron. Nice to see you. Van Cleve, Mississippi, you're right there in the middle of Jackson County, so you're thinking the storm should get to you something closer to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in Van Cleve. That's our current thinking. Now, we're going to update this throughout the night once we give you another update, which we'll probably do another one here, I would say after 10 p.m., after our late news. Make sure you watch our 9 p.m. news tonight on the Gulf Coast CW and also our 10 p.m. news on WKRG, and we'll update these numbers for you here as well. Bruton, Deborah, I just mentioned for you folks there in Bruton, you can kind of see you're right on the fringe here of this yellow and orange zone. So storms should get to you at around 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning, and they should exit your area probably around 8 o'clock in the morning there in Bruton. So that's hopefully that answers your question for you. Pensacola, Lynn, I know, sorry I forgot to get to you, Lynn. So Lynn, down in Pensacola, I think a start time somewhere in this 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning window when you'll start seeing probably your storms. If you're in Northwest Florida, your initial storms will start coming off the Gulf of Mexico. And so we'll have to watch for maybe a waterspout potential, some of those trying to come on shore. And then you'll get that big blast of storms in from the west. That will produce some gusty winds, potentially in the 50 to 60 mile per hour range in Northwest Florida. So that's where we stand now, folks. We're going to go ahead and start to wrap this up. And in case you missed it, I do want to show you that forecast model one more time before we wrap up this Facebook Live edition here. Again, we'll bring you another update here later on tonight. So now we've entered what we would consider to be our severe weather window. It's now started. We're going to watch those little spotty thunderstorms, but we're really watching this batch of thunderstorms off to the west. And it's within that line of storms when we could see some of the strongest weather tonight. Again, damaging wind gusts and a brief tornado. Those will be the main issues here, and perhaps some very heavy downpours as well during the early morning hours, during the pre-dawn hours. Notice how this gets very messy, kind of wide and clustered here as everything will slide from west to east tonight. Now it appears that the bulk of this weather should wrap up by noon. It looks like it's trying to break out another little supercell there by about noon, but I'm sure that will change. But again, we're thinking by about noon at the latest. That's when everything should move out. And then we get a big blast of cool air that sticks around in time for your Wednesday. And you're really going to notice it here, guys, by Thanksgiving. In case you missed the extended forecast, if you wanted a cool holiday, well, you've got it coming. Tomorrow, 74 for a high. Wednesday, temperatures struggle to get to 60, quite breezy. Thursday, Thanksgiving, maybe a couple rogue showers late, cloudy skies all day, and that high of only 58 degrees. So that is going to be a cool day. Sweater weather coming our way for the holiday, and temperatures likely to stay on the cooler side here with highs in the 60s right on through the weekend, morning lows in the 40s. So again, those mornings will be chilly, those afternoons will be cool but comfortable. And again, if you wanted a little bit of a cool shot there for Thanksgiving, it looks like Mother Nature is answering your wishes tonight. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. If you are watching, thanks for popping on. What I'm going to do over the next about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to go back through your questions on Facebook Live. If I didn't answer it, go back through this. This video will live on our Facebook page for the next hour or two. And I'm going to try to go and actually answer your questions over the next half an hour here on Facebook Live. So guys, thank you guys for popping on here for just a couple of minutes. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth. We'll continue to keep you updated. Again, weather radio is in alert mode tonight. And make sure you download the free WKRG weather app. We will keep you updated through the rest of the night, folks.